Kanan Jarrus here and his master Deepa Bilba. They are no Rambo. But we have a prior comic which touches on Order 66. This one in particular does not, to a really lengthy degree. But yeah, we open up to Rebels cartoon with Zeb, who was recently in the Mandalorian movie. Medical droid, who, those are in Empire Strikes, but they've been around since Empire Strikes Back, and then he doesn't count. But then you have Hera, Chopper, Ezra, and Sabine, and they're worried about Kanan and the Bacta tank. And while he's in the Bacta tank, he's flashing back to his days as a Jedi trainee with Yoda. And he's sparring with a few of his peers. One of them is a Twi'lek girl who looks a little bit like Aayla Secura, but I don't think is, because Quinlan Vos in the Dark Horse comics trains Aayla Secura, but he was on Kashyyyk during Order 66, and he gets away with his wife and his son, whereas Aayla Secura gets gunned down by clones on Felucia. And so he gets hurt, and while he's there, while he's there, he sees a woman in a Bacta tank who turns out to be checked on by Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then Mace Windu, and again Yoda, and Deepa Bilba in a bathrobe, and they're checking to make sure that she's okay. And then she is trying to compose herself, and it turns out that they're trying to test her out to figure out if she's keen on having a trainee after she rejoins the council. She's in episode 1 in the background, and I don't think she's really prominent after that. But anyway, she ends up training with Kanan, who as the trainee goes was Caleb. And so yeah, it's pretty much goes on for a while until finally she decides to take him on, and then there's an explosion, and then back to the Rebels people, and turns out that it's pretty serious. Then we flash back to insurgents attacking the Jedi Temple, and Master Drilling. That dude was the stunt coordinator in episode 3 that Anakin took down when he was in attacking. Yeah. They end up fighting the insurgents. Mace Windu and Obi-Wan pop up. We have a couple clone troopers. This is a Devorian, I think they called them, or in the beginning. No, they were in the cantina in episode 4. And Quinlan Voss runs into one of them in a Dark Horse comic. Because Jonathan had the toy for the two of them. And, I guess this is the same kind of territory they're going for here. Battle droids. The battle rages on until Grievous pops up. We have stormtroopers attack in the present. Let me flash back again. Big epic battle here goes on for a little bit longer. The rebels scene, they all get captured. Ah, yeah, and then Grievous attacks. Nah. It's a big fight. He and Deepa are having trouble. And it gets to the point where in the duel he ends up slipping away. Though, if it's any consolation to Deepa's cause, Obi-Wan Kenobi ends up offing Grievous in the end and defeating him in episode 3. And then flashing back to the rebels present, Kanan wakes back up his blue saber. And he manages to rescue his buddies. And they meet all kinds of weird aliens. And they meet a woman named Sloane, who I freely admit I don't know much about. Although I know she's new because of Disney canon. But she ain't a Thrawn. They steal a shuttle. And then you have the Grand Inquisitor, who is a bigger threat in the Rebels cartoon. And that's pretty much it. Oh, Garrett and I watched the cartoon when it came out, and I freely admit I like it a little more than the Filoni Clone Wars, but I was saddened that I was correct when I told this one girl I went to church service with when I was in Tennessee that Kanan was eventually going to get off. And it wasn't Thrawn that did it, but it was the Major Price lady instead. And the Ahsoka show has, which I again have mentioned before, I prefer the Patterson cut. Ezra model his new lightsaber after Kanan's as a tribute to the Master Apprentice lightsaber model, which Anakin did it actually. Yeah, that's right. I rewatched one of the episodes of Clone Wars, and I realized that Ahsoka followed Anakin with the saber design for her handle, and then I think what had happened with the prequel era is that Anakin got fed up with the fact that the blue one that he modeled in Attack of the Clones after Kenobi's got destroyed in the droid factory, so he decided he'd go off on his own, and he made the blue lightsaber that Luke ends up having until Vader sees it, and he cuts Luke's hand off, which leads Luke to the green lightsaber replacement in Return of the Jedi. And depending on your post-Return of the Jedi stories, you have the choice of Jorah Sebeth cloning Luke and giving the clone the blue saber, or if you're Disney, you have Rey somehow getting a hold of the blue saber from Maz Kanata. And I believe that it is possible, reasonable even, that Lando must have discovered the blue saber at some point and given it to Maz to hold on to. Because one of the Lego specials, he's hanging out in Maz's bar, and she pulls the blue lightsaber out of the cupboard to fight off some people that are threatening her, so you never know. That's pretty much it.